Hey everybody, it is Tuesday and it's 2 o'clock. So that means it is time for Top 5 Tuesday. I am your host from Crate Insider. I am Kate Dillon and I'm really happy to have you here. Today we've got a featured product. We've got some items to give away. Okay, I don't know why my mic was muted. I apologize for that. Anyway, here let's yeah, and now I'm unmuted. I don't know what happened. It's always fun. Technology is fun. We're trying something different in the office here today. Actually, my team is remote and they're going to drop in some links while we're talking about stuff. But I love kicking things off with what we're giving away. And the very first thing we're going to be giving away right here is we've got this great hat from Schaefer's. I love it. With the checkered flag on here and it's red and well, we love Schaefer's for sure. So, and all you have to do to be entered in our giveaway is just to drop in a comment. That's it. And at the end, then we'll pick a winner. So Tori and Alex are in the other location and they're going to give me the winner at the end of this. Now, I also do a second giveaway. So if you happen to know what my sign said, it was actually 2 weeks ago because we didn't have a show last week. But if you know what my sign said 2 weeks ago, drop that in as a comment and you will have a chance to win. I have these little signs. I love these. I got, because of course, I mean, this sign here has been such a part of the show for so long. I can't even remember when I bought it, but it has been such a big part of the show that I found these mini signs and I had them put Crate Insider on it for us. And then now, you can put your own messages. But this is this one here happens to be my word of the year is elevate, trying to bring everything up to the next level. And that's been the theme of 2021 for me personally and for Crate Insider and for all of the different things that I do. So, but anyway, if you'd like to have a sign of your own, drop in a comment with what that sign said and you'll have a chance. Well, I wanted to feature a product this week. And so I'm going to show you the featured product, then I'll say hi to some folks. But this right here is Dirt Off 2. And I'll tell you, I am super impressed with this one. That Buck Parker just recently made a video and really showed it off. I feel like almost like we might need to have the Dirt Off 2 challenge or something because I want to give this a shot myself. And what he did is he took a barrel and it's painted white and he taped off a part of it and then taped it off so that he could then spray the Dirt Off 2 on it. Then he let it dry, pulled off the tape, and then he splashed some mud on it just to see what would stick. And you could clearly see the mud just rolling off the parts that were dirt off, that had Dirt Off 2 on it. And then he just let it sit, let that mud dry. And then he just poured some water on it. And you could clearly see that anything that was left on there just fell right off of the Dirt Off 2 area. Whereas this flat white paint, you could see where the dirt had stained it. I mean, maybe not permanently. You could get in there with another cleaner. But I'm thinking this is really, really going to be good on lots of surfaces. Obviously, it was made for race cars. I'm thinking skirts especially. I'm really interested to see how this is going to do on some of the guys that have white skirts on their race cars, and especially with this red clay. I know Buck was doing that experiment with Florida dirt, so I really, really, really want to see what this does with red clay. So I might even do this. Just kind of a spoiler alert. There's a new location. That's why I wasn't able to make it last week. We've been moving into a new location. I'm so excited about it, but my goodness, it's a lot of work to move as much inventory and get all of the like the electronics and the IT and just all of the different things that go into that. It's quite a process. So still working on that. And that's what I'll be rushing off to the new warehouse as soon as this show is over. But anyway, I want to try that out. I want to give this a shot, like on our building, and see what happens. But I'm going to say hi to some folks here. Oh my gosh, we have so many people here today. This is great. And I see John is here and Brandon and Steve and Robert and Jennifer and Sean and Paul. Roy's here, Roy Bain. He's the host of Up on the Bars podcast. I've been a guest, and Steve Hendren, who, in case you missed it, I do another show on Sundays on these channels. So whether you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube, that we do another show. We go live on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and our show is called Unsealed. The whole idea of sealed crate engines. Yeah, that's where it comes from. And actually, it was a viewer that really suggested that name. So love that. So we went with Unsealed, and it's part of the Racing Insiders podcast. So if you want to listen, so whether you're someone who likes to watch video, or if you would rather listen, because that show ends up being at least an hour, or somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour and a half, somewhere in there. But we answer a lot of tech questions. So there's a lot of great, valuable information. It's not entirely us sitting around drinking beer, although there is a good portion of that. That's part of that show, is what it is. But so Steve's been on Roy's show, and you can look that up. And Roy, feel free to drop in a link to your group that where you do your show. So I think it's a Facebook group that he streams to. And in fact, a big thank you to Roy. That's who who introduced me to StreamYard, which is how I'm now streaming onto both Facebook and to YouTube at the same time. And I'll tell you, I love it so very much. I'm really loving this software. It's some great stuff. I see Mike is here, and Charles and Sean and Robert and Bill. My friend Bill here usually has something funny and witty to say. And I see Tony and Jim and Scott from California. He's making fun of me. He says I have to put this up here. He says last week's sign was that. In other words, there was no show last week, so we're going to go to 2 weeks ago. Good one, Scott. Appreciate that. And I see Lucas and Kyle and Jennifer. You guys definitely are on point here, so that's fantastic. Oh, and Bill's here from St. Louis, Missouri. The St. Louis, Missouri in this here joint, so that's great. And okay, great. And Willie, lots of folks here. So let's go ahead and jump in to our top 5 products of the week. I'm pretty excited about them because, I don't know that anything's not, I don't think there's anything new on Top 5 Tuesday, but we do that as a new product section. So in the number 5 spot is from my friends at Fire Bottle. If you've watched this show at all, you know that I'm a huge fan of fire suppression. I think it's the best thing going because, race cars are dangerous. No matter how indestructible we all think we are, race cars aren't indestructible. And fire is certainly our biggest fear. It's our biggest challenge. And by having a Fire Bottle system, I hope you buy one of these, and I hope you never, ever, ever need to use it, obviously. But in those rare cases where something happens and you find yourself into a situation, I'd sure be a lot happier to know that you've got one of these in your car. That's just me personally. But, to protect yourself, to protect, you're the most valuable part of your whole operation, and your family's counting on you to come home at the end of a race. So, I definitely recommend Fire Bottle. This happens to be the AMRC 1002 system. One thing I like about this one, this is, you can have a system that's automatic or manual. Automatic means that we've got these little hose, the little ends on here, and inside of here is a little piece of glass. Now, I'm not sure if I can get this close enough to the camera. We're going to give it a shot here. I'm not sure how this is going to work because this is a different camera than what I've been using. So I'm just going to see if I can go close enough to see if it'll focus. Oh, look at that. It'll focus. Yay. So you can see there's a little glass tube inside of there. Now, when this glass tube is exposed to 170 degrees, so when it's 170 degrees, that glass in there will automatically break. And when it breaks, then it's going to set off the system. So that's what automatic means. Manual means that you pull a cord and you control when the system goes off. Now, this particular system here, the AMRC 1002, it has both the automatic. You can see we've got 2 automatic lines, and then it comes with the materials so that you can also have the manual function as well. So if you were to see something on fire, then you'd be able to pull the cord. But what I really like about this one is with having the automatic, you can see one of these lines is really long. You can see that. And this other one's shorter. So normally you would have this one towards your fuel tank. You would have the longer one at the driver. And then, if something happens behind you, most of these race cars don't have rear view mirrors. So if your fuel cell was on fire, you might not even know it. And this way it would take care of that and get you, buy you enough time to get out of the car and save your life. So definitely recommend this. And the Fire Bottle, the AMRC 1002, this system, it's my most popular. We sell other versions of this. whether it's just automatic, just a manual, 5 pound, 10 pound. This is a 10 pound system. It actually weighs a little bit more than that. The 10 pounds refers to the chemical that's inside. So I didn't mean to do a whole little tutorial on fire suppression systems today. But those are some of the common questions that I see a lot. And I just wanted to provide that for you guys. But this AMRC 1002 system, this one runs $794.32. And then we do have hazard shipping on top of that. We just do a flat rate. And yeah, so you end up about $850, which is still a lot cheaper than any emergency room visit. Definitely cheaper than taking a helicopter flight to be life flighted someplace. And it's certainly far more painless, or it's painless when you compare that to being burned. I mean, my goodness, it'd be terrible. Okay, next up in the number 4 spot is from our friends at Raceiver. And so our Raceiver Fusion, this is our Raceiver system for drivers. It comes with a little AAA battery right here. And so you can hear what's going on in the tower. So our Raceiver Fusion, it's a great go-to. It comes with the little holster right here, so you can clip it right onto your fire suit or onto your belt or whatever you want to. There we go. You can see the little clippy thing. It clips right on there. So our Raceiver Fusion, this runs $99.95, and I definitely have these in stock. So you can just click the button and be able to pick one of those up, and we can get that right out the door to you. All right, I'm going to kind of check and see if anybody has any questions here. Oh, I see Roy mentioned that his Facebook group is up on the bar discussion. We'll try to find a link for that so we can drop that in as well. And that would be great. Okay. And I see Scott's here. I just want to make sure I don't want to miss out anything here. And excellent. All right. Next up in the number 3 spot is, okay, you guys know this is one of my favorite products. I love my Fast Firewire. In fact, I like it so much. I called Fast the other day and I was like, yeah, how many do you have? Like, I'll take them all. So I bought them all. And the Fast Firewire, it has the 8 wires. They're all marked with the particular cylinder, and it comes with a coil wire as well. So if you're running an HEI distributor, sure, you don't need the coil wire, but, extra pieces. Or in case you decide to, change to a billet distributor, you'll have the coil wire if you need it. But this comes with the 8 wires. It's great for a 602 or for a 604, and it's that whole under header design. So you're all set, and all of those wires are perfectly sized for the length that you need, and they have such a low resistance. They're a really great performer. They're actually the best spark plug wires we've found, and they really block a lot of that extra electronic noise that you can have in a system. Because, gosh, I'll tell you, I mean, there's just certain problems that are just such an annoyance with a race car, and having electronical problems just suck. It just sucks. Let's just put it the way it is. So yeah, that's the way that goes. All right, next up in the number 2 spot. Now, we mentioned, if you're new here, if you're new on the channel or new on the show today, we are giving away a Schaefer hat, and all you have to do to enter our giveaway is just to drop in a comment. But with that, in the number 2 spot this week is our Schaefer oil change kit. Now, we sell oil change kits because, well, Schaefer's comes in cases of 12, and we only need 7 quarts for a crate engine. So how many cases do you have to buy to have an equal number of oil changes? It's a lot. It's a lot. So instead, it was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and package this. So we've got 7 quarts of oil. We have an oil filter, and you have exactly what you need in order to change your oil without having some extra or without lacking some. This way you have exactly what you need. And the pricing on that is really just based on the case price broken down by quart, and then, multiplied by 7 quarts. So you're getting just as good a deal, whether you're buying by the quart, by the oil change kit, or by the case. Just a little side note, I know there's a price increase coming. This isn't a warning. I think we all live in 2021 now, and we know this isn't a big surprise. We're seeing it with pretty much everything. But for this week, we have the same price that we've had for quite a while, and that oil change kit is going to run $81.41 for this week. Now, we do have an upgraded oil change kit as well, where you can add the XL1 engine treatment. That's a product by Daytona 1 that is really great with this oil. And I don't know what that price is, and that's perfectly fine. But our oil change kit, our Schaefer's oil change kit, is in the number 2 spot this week, and it runs 8141. So I'm going to see if there's any other comments or questions here. I don't see any, but again, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to drop those in, and I am happy to answer anything. Now, also, it is interesting. I'm going back to the Sunday show that I'm on. That there were some really great questions in this last show. In fact, we might even have to break it down into some smaller pieces. But we talked about timing. We talked about air filters. So we talked about some great things, just to give you a better idea. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into the top product this week. And that is our ProFab 602 mild steel headers. I got a call from ProFab last week, and they said, "Hey, Kate, we are working on a batch right now. We're working on a batch of mild steel headers for the 602s. We finally got some materials. And if you want, how many of them do you want? And let's go ahead and accept, you can go ahead and accept pre-orders." So actually, out of my whole batch, I only have one left. So there's just one set left in the batch that I pre-bought. And we're expecting these to ship, it says June 11th. It could happen before then. But we are expecting those to ship in just the next couple of weeks here. So there we go. Let me bring my mouse back here, and there I am. Yay! Here I am again. All right. Well, I'm going to jump on over. I've got some winners right here. So to win our prizes, all you do is do a comment or drop in what my sign said. So for the first one, our winner of just dropping in a comment is going to be Chris Kratzer. So Chris, if you would, please send Crate Insider a private message with your address. And I know I have it somewhere, but if you wouldn't mind dropping in your address or sending us your address in a private message, we'll get this hat shipped out to you. And for the sign, our winner is Jennifer Miller. So Jennifer, congratulations. If you would, again, please send Crate Insider a private message with your address, and we'll get this little sign sent out to you, and you can make it whatever kind of message you want. It comes with the letters. It's got little batteries. This will light up if you put the batteries in it. I just didn't put the batteries in it because, you can't use them on the show. So if I start lighting them up, it's just a ball of bright, so it doesn't work for anything other than that. Well, that's all I have for today. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 2:00. Have a great week.